Okay, everyone. Welcome to XLR for round 10 here today in Texas in the United States. We actually have full qualifying for once in Tier 2, so that's going to be nice. And I am alone, which is less nice. I need to... Let's just do that. There we go. Alright. We've got Q1 here. So let's see how this goes. It's either going to go really well or really badly. Alright, here we're going to see first out on track. We've got Hearts on his way already. He will be our first out on track then. Let's just wait a bit and then he'll be on track. There he is, out of the empty pit lane there. And off he goes. Oh man, it's COTA. You love COTA, don't you, Ziggy? It's your absolute favourite track. His Haas teammate is following him out, as is Snutto. So it's a Haas 1-2 on the track. It's a Haas 1-2 on the track. It's a Haas 1-2 on the road. That is truly amazing. I'm just sorting out audio levels. There we go. But look at this. On the road, it's a Haas 1-2. You don't see this in real life. Yet another reason why XLR is better than real life. I got Kyle, he's returning with us, and he's probably the only drivers to have number 3, now that it's no longer an option in the game. So only the people that played the game early physically can have that number. So that's kind of cool for him. I don't know what I'm saying. Right. I'm probably deafening you guys with the audio a bit. I'm deafening myself with it. Right, let's just turn that down. Here we go then. Into the first corner. Haas driver will be the first to set a lap here in the session. Gets it rotated through turn 1. Now down the hill towards the S's. The quick right-hander. Now through the S's. How committed is he? Prepared to be early on in the session. Goes a bit wide there. Misses the apex ever so slightly. Tucks in. And it's at 25.8 in the first sector, I think. And that gets it rotated. Now down towards the hairpin. See what his teammate can do. At 26.4. And they've got a yellow flag. Sweatback Flame is on his outlap, getting out of the way. Now down the long back straight. Into whatever this corner's called. You can take a lot of curb hit on the inside. It does take quite a considerable amount. It's a 1-3-7 in the middle sector. So, let's see, gets it, rotated through the hairpin. Now on the brakes with a difficult double left-hander. Slightly misses the apex, goes a bit wide, just about keeps within the track limits. And now through multiple apexes. Doesn't hit many of them. But you don't necessarily need to. Now through the penultimate corner, doesn't go too wide. And now gets... Oh, he's invalidated the final corner. And what was looking like a very nice lap of 35.1 will not count. And really just wants to get a banker in. And he's not going to get that. Okay, what will Jay-Z get up to? So he'll actually be the first driver to hit a lap. It's a 36.5. Power is just starting playing lap now. And Luke the Blade into the final corner. Looks to be considerably faster than Jay-Z. Indeed he is, by almost 2.5 seconds. Not Mike. Who's that? Someone's just starting a lap. There's a lot of drivers coming across the line, but they're all just starting laps. A real hawk through the final corner. He goes to the top with a 34.2. About half a tenth faster than the previous best. Here's Kyle on his return to racing with us after a few weeks off. It's only a 35.2 for him. Leading the championship at 1 point. Is into the pits. It'll be a wasted set of tyres then. Ryan's just beginning a flying lap. And Rocky's just finishing one. Let's see. Doesn't go close to the edge of the limits at all. Rocky doesn't seem to be pushing too hard then on his first lap. He still goes fastest by a tenth and a half. 34.1. So nice lap there from the Aston Martin driver. There we go. That's what the yellow flag was for. Hart's going relatively slowly, as is his teammate Jay-Z. Jay-Z's going for another lap. He's 9/10 up, but he can't get himself off the bottom. And then Harrow. Oh no, Jay-Z has got himself off the bottom because someone's gone even slower. But Harrow currently sitting at the bottom of our table. Here comes Snapper to the line. Spending a lot of the RS, goes P4. Oh, that's a big mistake from DXM there. From Dom. And he's abandoned that lap. El Nino's gone fastest. So back Flame went P7 on the medium tyre. And Kyle's going back round again. He's invalidated that lap. I think he might have been wanting to go for another lap, but I don't know if he can now. Because he would have invalidated his lap. No, he can get going again. He only invalidated the lap he was on and not the next lap with it. Freaks on an out lap. Oms on an out lap. Touches in the pit. And a righty. I'll just call him righty. It's just starting up. His first flying lap of the session. Ryan is just starting a lap. Probably he invalidated previous. So only a few drivers yet to complete a flying lap or complete a valid flying lap. It's a 25.9 in the first sector. Is that actually purple? No, it's not. Into the hairpin. Wants to get the best exit he can for the best run down this long, long straight. Run down, long straight, burning all the ERS he can. Gets on the brakes now. Takes a decent bit of curb. Now going through the difficult end to the middle, the difficult final sector. Thought it was still in the middle sector. Now gets it round to the left. Where's James? I don't know. And now through the long, long right-hander. Through all the many apexes. Avoids the McLaren in the runoff. Just about keeps it within the track limits. And now, on the run to the line, what will this be from Ryan? P7, fastest medium tyre run that we've seen so far. Righty goes P10 in the soft tyre. Freaky is now coming up to the line, and he goes fastest on the medium tyre. 6/10 clear of anyone else on a harder compound. That is outrageous. Oh wow. It's an outrageous lap. Almost there's a 1 and 3/6 in the middle sector. That won't actually be purple, that will just be a visual bug in the game. Om's not actually that good. Let's see, through the long right-hander. Hits that third apex there. Interesting to see the different line through that corner. Takes a lot of inside curb and a lot of outside curb, just about within the white lines. Om up to the line. Om goes P7. Not a bad lap from the Red Bull driver. Now Hart up into the final section. Keep it within track limits this time. I'm going to break through the final corner. This time he does keep it within track limits. And after his first flying lap of the session, it's only P12. But that would be enough to see him through if he, as things stand, only one driver will be knocked out in Q1. So let's see. Mike starting the lap. He's the only driver on a flying lap right now. Gets it on the brakes and rotated through the first corner. With a quick right-hander trying to get the shortest run possible. Now into the S's. Very committed. Just flicking the steering wheel. Yeah. Car giving him just about enough grip. A tiny bit of understeer there through the end of the S's. And now up to briefly retires, confident with his lap. I mean, fair enough. Gets through the hairpin. Gets it. Trying to get the best exit he can. On the run all the way down. I don't know these corner numbers. I probably should, but he got it on the brakes there. Now, rotated into the final sector. What can he do? Now the double left-hander. Gets it rotated there just about within track limits, right up to the curb. Now through the long sweeping right-hander. Now the penultimate corner will just about keeps within track limits, but that's just about what you want. And now the run to the line keeps it within. Goes second, 34.0. Still nowhere close to that time from Freaky. Alright, and Jay-Z is just beginning of that. So let's see what he gets up to. Through the S's. Gets it turned through there. A bit of understeer at turn 6. Getting really out of shape there on the exit of 9. And now turn 11, a hairpin. And now all the way down the long back straight up towards the next hairpin on the track of turn 12. Get it on the brakes. He's flipping it DRS a bit. Takes a lot of curb there. And into the final sector now. 2.5 tenths up on his previous best time. Into turn 15. Gets it rotated with a lot of curb. Doesn't quite go up. Use the full extent of the track on the exit. Now 16, 17 and 18 he goes. Now into the penultimate corner of 19. There's an Alpine. That's not an Alpine, that's an Aston Martin up in front of them. They're just about far enough away to not be an issue with traffic. And through the final corner, Jay-Z up to the line, puts in P12. Should be fairly safe at that time. But never say never in the world of Formula 1. Mike's taking an interesting line to the final corner. Oh, that's going round. It's the Williams there. Lace Jack, I guess. Oh, let's call him Jack. Parrot on a lap. He is a tenth and a half up. Is that Kyle into the last corner? Indeed, it is Kyle into the last corner. He's a thousandth off his previous best time. Only a tiny bit slower. Right goes P13. You're not meant to be doing quali, sir. And Ryan into the final corner. He appears to be on the lap. See what he can do up the line. That puts him P8. Not bad from the Aston Martin. That's Jay-Z into the pits. Yes, it is. Invalidates his lap time. Swept back into the final corner. That's an invalid time, but it's an outlap. He's got, is that an Alpine? Indeed it is. He's got Dom right behind him. So a pair of them are going together. Dom's on the mediums. Possibly trying to save another set for further stages. Qualifying. Hart is beginning of that. Aparo, I don't know if he improved, but he's P14 after his flying run. Swept back flame, good pub with a something, but that's invalidated there. It's 4 tenths up, but it's not gonna stay that way. There's a yellow flag because I think Ryan's just getting out of the way. Dom is gonna want to use the McLaren slipstream as much as possible. No thanks, Becky. I don't want to be called Noon. Dom into the F in there of turn 12. Get through 13. Down on his best, but he's not using RS, so that should be fine. Junior session. Right, these are going to be some of the final runs in qualifying. Kyle's just beginning a lap. Righty, I don't know what he's doing. This guy's not meant to be doing quali. Maybe he just gets knocked out. Right, in the pit lane, Rocky is P. Rocky's also in the pit. He's confident with his time. He's going to be the next to learn. That's the Ferrari, I believe. Parrot comes to the line. He doesn't improve. He's just starting the lap then. Is just beginning a lap. We've got an Aston AlphaTauri, sorry, that's Snato. He's just beginning a lap. So is that Hearts then? No, it's his teammate Jay-Z on an outlap. So it is Righty who's the first runner, but he is down on his time, so I don't believe he's going to be improving on this lap. Yeah, indeed, Rossy's coming into the pits. Who's that? So someone spun there. Oh, he's retired on track. That's not very helpful. Dom's pulling out of the way, so Dom isn't improving. But neither is Kyle. He's invalidated anyway. His heart's improving. He should be safe. Yeah, he is safe because Sweatback Flame has retired. So we should have our Q1 order then of only Sweatback Flame knocked out. A Parrow just improved there. Not that it matters for him. Arms into the pits. Snato is taking the flag. And once retires, then that'll be it. Right. Freaky taking a dominant pole position then. From Mike pole position. What am I saying? That's not pole position. It's just Q1. So, car eliminated is Sweatback Flame. Alright, Q2 here then. Let's see how things go. When was voting in the session? Jay-Z is the first car out. Jay-Z is the first car on the track. Alright, go Jay-Z. Alright, Jay-Z on his outlap is gonna be about to start. Right, here goes Jay-Z. Into the first corner, does he get it rotated? Yes, he does. Doesn't take too much curb, but he takes a decent chunk of it. Down into the S's. Gets it. Just flicks the steering wheel. Oh, almost exceeding track limits there, but he just about keeps it within. Tiny bit of understeer as a result of that. He gets it rotated nicely. And now into turn 11. Hairpin before the long back straight. Gets it stopped. Gets the power down. And now down towards turn number 12. Hairpin after the long straight. Takes a lot more curb there than he did at the first corner. So 103.5 in the middle sector for Jay-Z. And now towards the end of the lap. Now through the triple right-hander. Now into the words. Into the final corner, up to the line. What can Jay-Z do? Puts it fastest, I mean obviously, with a 34.6. Got El Nino behind him. who appears to be aborting his lap. Although still does a 34.6. Did he make a mistake in the last sector? 34.2 from Real Hawk. Luke the Blade on the medium tyre does a 34.6. There's an Alpine of Dom pulling into the pit. The other Alpine of Freaky goes thus with a 34.2 on the medium tyre. On to the 34.7. Apparel does a 35.6. Ryan does a 34.1. Righty does a 35.1. Up to the 35.6. Rocky coming to the line with a fourth pass with a 34.3. That is the majority of the that is the first runs mostly done and dusted. Still got Kyle to go though, but he's invalidated his lap. Obviously doesn't settle up there. See, does he? Is he pushing on this lap? Yes, he is. Carl is starting a new flying lap through the S's. How much is he willing to take? He's not taking too many races. Gets a bit of understeer. Round turn 6. Now up 8 and 9. Gets through those two nicely. Now down towards the head of turn 11. Missed the apex a bit, but that shouldn't matter too much. Might actually help him with his exit speed. Down towards 12. Yet another hairpin. On the brakes, getting the turn in. Very nicely done there. Flicking it round again. And now coming up to the end of his lap. Quality's so boring. like comment in qualifying. Like there's only so much you can say, and you kind of just repeat it every lap. Right, here comes Kyle. Up to the line then. Just about keeping it within track limits. Goes P10 with a 34.8. And no one else on a lap. Might get himself up to, I don't know. Let's see. First section, just about keeping that within the limit. I just caught that. And it's 25.6 in the first sector. Through 8 and 9. He seems to have got that through that fairly promptly. It's hard to tell when you're not on board. Now into turn 11. On the brakes, does he get it turned in? Yes, he does. To watch out for the Alfa Romeo going slowly. He's nicely off the racing line for him. There you go, VC Mike down towards next hairpin on the track, which is turn 12. We're getting on the brakes, getting the turn in. Very nicely there from him. In the Alpha Tauri. You can keep it rotated nicely for the rest of the lap. It'll be a very nice lap from him. Kept on neat and tidy so far. Tiny bit loose on the rear. Coming out of the exit of that corner. But it's all good for now. Into the penultimate corner. He goes and up to the final corner and across the line. There's been a... I think Kyle might have spun. He's kind of sitting in the middle of the track. Mike goes P4. I think Kyle did spin at the last corner. Not really sure what Carl's doing. El Nino just begun a lap. Freaky on another lap. We don't need Freaky to do another lap. He's going to be on pole anyway. Alright. I think El Nino's the only one on a lap. There was a big lift there through the S's, through like turn 5 and 6, but it's worked for him. He's almost 2/10 up through the first sector alone, but that is it for his lap. Through turn 9, a bit too much curb, and that is his lap thrown away. So El Nino will not be improving on this time around. He could probably charge from ERS and go for it again. JZ's on an out lap. Who's that? Is that Freaky starting the lap? Indeed it is. Alright, let's see what the Alpine driver can do into the first corner on the brakes. Getting the turn. Seems to have locked the rears a tiny bit through the first corner, but it kind of worked for him, giving him all the rotation he needs down to the S's of turns 3 onwards, and turn 8 and up to 9, keeps it within the track limits, unlike El Nino. Now up to turn 11, going down the long back straight, DRS wide open, flat out, foot to the floor towards turn 12. Gets stopped around 125 meters there. Takes a lot of cover. You can do that at that corner. So 102.1. He's 1.1 seconds up on his best. That is absolutely crazy from Freaky in the middle sector. Have to see him on a 33.1. Crazy pace. Freaky. Now, 2 more corners to go. Oh, one fast left-hander. And now just the final corner. Just got to navigate this one. He's going to go fast by considerable margin. It's 32.4. Knocking any previous time completely out of the water. One and a half seconds. 1.6 seconds. The nearest car is over 1.5 seconds back. That's just crazy. Alright, I guess it's just beginning a lap for him. JZ has just posted it P3. That is not a bad lap at all from the Haas driver. Should nicely see him through. That's an AlphaTauri up to the lines. That VC Mike, yes it is. Mike just beginning a lap, I think. Dom's just beginning one as well. He needs this lap if he wants to see Q3. Alright, let's see. So Snutto beginning a lap, as is Hearts. Right, Ryan just beginning a flying lap. Look, the Blade, purple, 2/10 up on his previous best, so probably not actually purple. He's got a bit wide and that's his lap gone. Look, the Blade is only P10. Hopefully for his sake he'll be able to get another lap. But that is at least one of his laps invalidated, as is El Nino, but he shouldn't need this lap in P2. Into I don't know what I'm saying. That's a Williams with Luke the Blade just finishing his invalid lap loops, going again with a lap that will hopefully see him through to Q3. We've got an Alpine, that's Dom coming into the final sector through the last two corners. Does he get it rotated? Yes, he does. Up to the line. It's only P13. So Dom needs another lap if he wants to get into the final part of qualifying. Hearts up to the line. Go P9. That pushes Luke the Blade into the drop zone. And Snato is just beginning his next lap, which he probably will need to get into Q3. That is VC Ryan coming into the final few corners. He won't need this lap. He won't need another lap. But I think he's doing one anyway. Because why not? Kyle needs this lap, which is just going to be starting. Oh, he didn't make it to the line. Kyle is out in Q2. He didn't quite make it to the line in time. I don't know if he was planning to do another lap. I didn't realise how close it was, but Kyle is out in the second part of qualifying. Only P13 at very best. Now, Luke the Blade up to the line, gets up P6. That'll be nice and safe for the Williams driver. The Parrow's not getting a lap. He's P15. Now Dom is pushing here. He needs this lap if he wants to get out of Q2. Currently P14 at the moment. Through the final corner. Will it be enough? I don't think it will. No, it won't. Dom is out in P14. Now, Om has gone very wide there. Somehow, he's actually completed that lap, but it's not enough to get him out. So, Hearts has made it into Q3 then. Just about scraped through in P10. Once Brian comes in, we can get on to Q3. Alright, so eliminated in Q2 was Snato, Kyle, Dom, and Aparo. 3 of them unable to get a soft run in, most likely due to mistakes and track limits. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what to say. Q3 time, let's go. Oh man. Like, you just run out of things to say after a while. Especially when you don't have a second commentator. Like, qualifying, what am I saying? Commentating on qualifying is genuinely so boring. Like, you can't even slate Ferrari, because your co-com isn't there with you to do it. Right. And Righty is looking to be the first driver out. For once it's not Hart. Or Jay-Z. Right. Come on, let's wait a bit. And indeed he is the first to go to the track. Righty is the first on track, closely followed by the two Haas cars. Oh, not that closely though, actually. But the Haas cars are rather close. So the field spread's quite close here. No one's really backing off for clear air. Maybe they all want a slipstream down that long back straight. Maybe it's like Monza. Everyone wants a slipstream. Feels weird that it's September already. Alright. Right, it's coming towards the end of this out lap onto his flying lap. Alright, right into the final corner now. And begins his first flying lap of the session. So let's see what the Alfa Romeo driver can do. Through the S's, the 3, 4. He did invalidated. I have no idea when that was. It didn't look like he went out for track limits at all. Right, so Jay-Z will be the first to actually set a time. His first section was beaten by his teammate. Goes down toward turn 11 now. Through 10 and down towards 11. Gets it stopped. Takes just about. Hits the apex. Haas does not take any curb though. Right, he's getting out of the way. Having invalidated his lap time. So he will have his lap deleted even if he was to set one. So Jay-Z does a 103.9. His teammate Hart does a 103.4, half a second up on his teammate. Like Ryan behind does a 103.2. The two Haas cars will be the first to set laps, but they will be closed down very quickly by all the drivers behind. Jay-Z has invalidated his lap, so it won't be the two Haas drivers. There will only be one of them that's the first to set a lap. So Haas then up to the final corner and across the line. It's a 134.5. Then Ryan behind him will go faster with a 33.7. El Nino behind him does a 34.2. McLaren Real Hawk does a 34.6. Behind them is Luke the Blade. We'll be hoping he can go faster. Indeed he does with a 33.6. Freaky only does a 37.3. He'll have made a mistake on that lap at some point. And Rocky into the final couple of corners. Goes a bit wide. Tiny bit of understeer, but it's still enough for 33.8, putting him into third position. That is only a 10th and a half behind Luke the Blade's fastest time. So Luke the Blade holds provisional pole. But Freaky's going to beat that. Let's be real. Just let Freaky hook up a lap and it will be faster. Yeah, he's charging his battery. Saving battery, warming up those tyres. So Righty goes out to the track. So he's gonna hope he keeps his lap within the limits this time. Keeps his cars within the white lines, keeps it on the black stuff. Everyone feeding their way back into the pit lane. freaky lighting up the rears a bit, because he's not coming back in. He's going to want to go for another lap, so he's warming up his tyres and saving ERS, and then he's going to go for it. Freaky through the last 2 corners. No, he does come in. I thought it looked like he was saving battery, but no. He has just come in anyway. I thought he was saving battery, but evidently I was mistaken. Words. I was mistaken with that assumption. Teeks will be joining us for the race. As he joins just now. And Jay-Z is also heading out to the track. And there's nothing to say, because it's qualifying, boring like that. They should just, like, scrap qualifying, because then there's, like, a lot more excitement. Random grids. Hear me out. Random grids. With a random grid. I don't know, man. With a random grid, you can kind of, like, it's not just, Verstappen's going to be in the lead by 30 seconds by turn 2. It's like, Verstappen's P19. It'd probably be. Has Righty made a mistake already? I think he has. Yeah, Righty's made some form of mistake. He's only like half throttle through the first sector. What's he doing? Is he just trying to set a banker? Honestly, I have no idea what Righty's doing. Maybe he made a mistake at turn 1 and he's gonna go back and he's gonna do a lap at the end of this one. I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, but still, reverse grids. Not reverse grids, random grids. Like, come on, man. No, that would be so cool. Didn't you agree? Like, I don't know if I'm talking to anyone, but I think random grids would be, like, cool as hell. Right, Jay-Z's just starting his lap. Right, here he goes through the first sector, down towards turn 3, turn 4 and 5, 6. I can count, guys. There's 7 and now up 8. A bit slower than we probably would have liked. Not quite as much curve as ideal through 9 and now 10. And now down quite the long run. He's backed off his lap. He's backed off this one. A lot of drivers seem to be backing off fairly early on through the first sector, but Wright is still pushing. In turn 11, this is the point where Jay-Z backed out of his lap. Wright very much hasn't backed out. Takes a lot of curb, but you could do that round here. Right, accelerating down towards turn 12. It's a long way to go to turn 12, but he's trying to go down there. Up on brakes, getting it turned in. A lot of curb, too much curb, and that is an invalidated lap time. Alright, Luke the Blade, our provisional pole sitter, is on an out lap. Us is on the push lap, here we go. Into turn 12. Does he keep it valid? Unlike Righty, yes he does. Now here we go. He's purple, but he's down in this time. Logic. Right. Down through the final sector. Through 16, 17, and now 18. 3 corners in what feels like only 1 corner, but 1 very long corner. Now through 19 and into the 20th and final corner. He gets it rotated nicely in his Haas car. Puts it P5. Can't improve much. And that will probably be his qualifying done. That's a nice one. Right, Ryan is going to be starting his final flying lap. He gets it through turn 1. Doesn't quite hit the most ideal apex. He's got that going now through 2. Down into the S of 3 and 4. And he invalidated, taking too much curb. And run will be no higher than P2 on the grid. Alright, who's going to be... But El Nino is still going. He's heading now into the hairpin of turn 11. Getting the car stopped, getting the car rotated. That's what you like to see if you are El Nino. Now with DRS active, heading down towards the next hairpin of turn 12. There's 2 hairpins quick succession. What am I saying? Quick succession? No, not quick succession at all. Yeah. Now through 13. He's 3/10 up on his best. That would see him near the front. Jay-Z goes P2. That's very well done from the Haas driver. But others behind will likely improve. Now through 18. Now turn 19 awaits him. Does he get it within track limits? Yes, he does. He keeps it nicely and valid. Now through turn 20. 20 to the final corner. He just about keeps within track limits. El Nino goes fastest. 2/10 clear out the top. From Hux, who comes into the pit. Real Hawk now into the final corner. He goes second. Very well done from the McLaren. The track really started to ramp up. With the blades invalidated his lap time, he's into the pits. Freak is 2.8 seconds faster through the final corner. And he goes on pole by a second. 9.3 tenths. But Mike actually closes it down to only half a second. So very nice lap from him. And now Rocky, can he improve on hit P8? Yes, he can. Turns P8 into P6. Ryan is in the pits. And that is our qualifying order then. Wow, freaking needs to slow down, man. That engine doesn't sound very healthy. That engine does not sound healthy. Okay then. Freaky taking a very dominant pole then. Half a second clear of Mike, who in turn is 4/10 clear of El Nino. Followed by Real Hawk, Luke the Blade, Rocky, Jay-Z, Ryan, Hart, and Righty. Oh, we're doing a lobby restart. Alright, lobby restart. we never like lobby restarts, but they're required at point. Why am I looking at the store? Yes, I can save 200 Bitcoins if I buy a loading screen. DLC and Bitcoin. Yes, let's get 50,000 Bitcoins to spend £30. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's get 11,000 Bitcoins for $7.89. Oh, let's buy some EA Sports sunglasses. Oh, let's buy an EA Sports big Laurel logo tee. This is podcast V2 shopping. Yes, let's buy square frame gunmetal red mirror. Absolutely. Oh, look at those beautiful sunglasses. I mean, come on. Don't you just love an EA Sports small logo hoodie pink? You can't go wrong with small logo hoodie white. Ah, look at that. Oh, let's get some Puma clothing, yes. Let's get PK Polo shirt, Puma Royal. Have I been invited? I probably have. No, okay, we can continue with our shopping. Yes. Let's look at badges and cars. Wait, you have to pay for sponsor decals? Personal stickers. I actually want that, like, low-key. There we go, cool. I actually want to have that. Yes, let's look at Atom, Scout, UFO, Pulse, no way. Let's look at liveries. Oh, look at that. Look how horrible that looks. America. I swear, this is like the Audi livery, but without the Audi browser, like Audi branding. Mint. Oh, look at this. A Raven. I can save 200 Bitcoin on it. No way. Let's look at racewear. Victory radio call.
Anyone want to go again? Guys, thank you so much. You've been great all weekend. To everyone back.
We don't need the Lewis Hamilton celebration. Yes, save 250 Bitcoins. I don't remember buying them. Like, genuinely, I have no memory of buying that. Yes. America. I don't know if we'd get a copyright strike if they started doing the American national anthem, so I won't. Why am I dancing? Say cheese! Damn. I don't remember buying half of these things that apparently I've bought. Interesting. Oh, let's look at suits. Absolutely. Chicane. I'm just on a shopping spree because I'm bored. And I've not been invited. nothing to do. We're just waiting. Apologies for this, guys. There's just nothing we can do. Are we? Can we go? Alright, we're going. Alright, we're actually going. Yay. Couldn't be asked to do the podcast because 10 minutes of just podcasting. 10 minutes of podcasting is a bit much even for me, so. Alright, here we go. Lobby restarts are always a pain. Right. Oh, no, that's not rain. It looked a bit damp. But thankfully it's not raining. Or thankfully for the drivers. For the driver's sake. Oh, apparently it is raining. Or it will rain. I don't know, I have no way of telling. You know, we're just waiting on the grid until the race starts. Right, I'm gonna quickly grab a drink. Hopefully I'll be back for the race start. I mean, what time? 20:45. I've got a minute. Right. Just about to get going then. I don't know when we actually go, but it'll be soon. I think we're going. I don't know. Okay, we're going. We are going. Alright. Let's hope for a good race. Should be a lot more competitive now that Freaky's not racing. And there's no formation lap, so jumping straight into it, which I don't like. I don't like no formation that, but here we go. To 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. So a pretty good start from El Nino there. But no, Mike keeps P1 into the first corner. It's 3 wide for second place. Real Hawk goes around the outside and takes P2. There's a car going wide. That's the Aston Martin of Rocky, I believe. And they've all seemed to have made it through the first few corners without any contact, which is probably a first. Oh, Mike's gone wide. Mike has gone wide in the S's, and now Real Hawk is attacking him. Can he get past? There's a yellow flag. Snatto's gone round. Can Real Hawk get past Mike? Mike, having made that mistake, gone into the gravel by the looks of things. Jay-Z's on the inside of Rocky. Hart's is on... That's Hart's also on the inside of Rocky. Jay-Z's now on the inside of Luke the Blade. There's a few battles going on in the pack. And Ryan's trying to get past his Aston Martin teammate now. There's a mega scrap in the midfield from P3 downwards. And at the front as well, Real Hawk and Mike are battling it out. Real Hawk gets the lead, but he squeezes Mike an awful lot. Really cuts in front of Mike there. Still side by side. The two Aston Martins still side by side. Hart is side by side with El Nino. And Mike's medium tires really haven't given him the best of starts here. Because everyone is closing in on the back of him. Luke the Blade is now looking like he's going to try and get past. Ryan gets past El Nino. Rocky is also looking to get past El Nino. Indeed, both Aston Martins have got past the Alfa Romeo here. The medium tires don't seem to be working. They don't seem to be getting switched on for anyone, but possibly not for Jay-Z. He seems to be loving them. The Real Hawk now up out in front by about 7 tenths. See anything going on in the midfield. Teeks is quite close to the back of Righty. Starting at the back, having, unfortunately for him, missed qualifying. Down in P13, Dom 14th, Snatto 15th, and Kyle at the back. Possibly getting involved in some form of lap 1 incident. Look at Blade trying to get himself past Mike. And Mike also trying to get himself back up into the race lead. It's a purple middle sector from him. Let's see. Can he get himself back into the race lead where he begun? Look at that position change. The biggest winners here. Teeks, Hearts, Jay-Z, Real Hawk, people like that. Biggest losers, Kyle, Snatto, Righty, El Nino. Here goes Mike with the fastest lap of the race. Is he going to risk it into turn 1? Not yet. He's going to wait a bit more. Let's see. Will he be able to get past down the back straight? He'll have the assist of DRS by then, assuming he stays within a second of Real Hawk in front of him. Go through the S's. Real Hawk takes quite a lot of curve there. That may have been a warning for him. And he's very slow through 8. Although that's compromised Mike through 9. So the gap hasn't changed much. If anything, it's grown out a bit. But now Mike is going to have the assistance of DRS for the first time. And Real Hawk will have nothing to defend with besides his battery and straight line speed. Here goes Mike. He's going to go to the inside. Indeed, he is. Mike sails down the inside before the braking zone. And VC Mike retakes the lead of the race where he started. Now Luke the Blade's going to try and get past Real Hawk, forcing him to the inside, forcing him to defend his inside line. But he's going to stick behind McLaren for now. Battle with and Aparo. On the outside, very close between the pair of them. Goes a tiny bit wide onto the curb and gets in front. Rocky has had a spin in front of them. That's gonna limit Apparo's overtaking opportunities due to the yellow flag. So now it's cleared. He's going to try and get past Om. Real Hawk has not been able to get himself ahead of Mike into the first corner. That'll be very good news for Mike in the Alpha Tauri. The gap's staying roughly the same. Luke the Blade behind Real Hawk he wanted to get ahead. Straight back Flame picks up a time penalty already. It's just not been his weekend really. He's very quick on his day, but on an off day, he really just doesn't get anywhere. And everyone has off days, and COTA is not one of Sweatback's strongest tracks. But there goes Real Hawk around the outside again before they even reach the braking point. Real Hawk is now back up into first position, and now you've got to wait for Mike to try and get back fast again. I feel like we're going to see the same thing many times throughout this race. Real Hawk's gone a bit wide. Mike is looking a lot quicker at this point in the lap. Is he going to be able to get past into the first corner? Gap's sitting around 2/10 right now. Now here he goes. Real Hawk, Mike to the inside. It's not even a contest. Before even halfway down the straight, he gets himself back into the race lead. Oh no, there's contact. Luke the Blade has gone into the back of Real Hawk. Real Hawk has had a half spin. Keeps it going. But that might just break the DRS between him and VC Mike. And that has allowed Jay-Z to get himself ahead of Luke. Does Luke the Blade have any damage? He doesn't appear to, but he seems to be quite slow. Can the second has to get past? Real Hawk's also very slow. Possibly with some rear damage. I doubt it, but he might. Is Jay-Z going to be able to get himself past the McLaren? The McLaren won't have DRS assistance. Jay-Z's Haas will. And here he goes. Jay-Z goes to the outside. And that is Jay-Z. The Haas car up into second place. As Real Hawk wants to fight on the brakes. No, he doesn't. Jay-Z gets into second place. And now Real Hawk, in the span of one lap, has gone from first to third. And now he's understeering. Can Luke the Blade get back past? No, he can't. He gets cut off by Real Hawk. Now if Real Hawk has some damage, this is where it's really going to show it. He doesn't appear to be understeering too badly, though he's lost 8/10 to Jay-Z already. That really shows something about Real Hawk's pace. Has his tyres hit a cliff? I don't know why his tyres can fall off the cliff already. I don't know. But he seems to be struggling here. He's not using much battery though. Obviously he's trying to save for later points in the race. Now Luke the Blade's going to try and get himself past the McLaren driver. Possibly he just lost his confidence a bit after that bash from the Williams. Can Luke the Blade get himself past anytime soon? And he seems to be so much quicker through the end of the exit through 8 and 9. Now down through 10. But Real Hawk just about clinging onto Jay-Z's DRS. Will Luke be able to get past the McLaren? Probably not, as both drivers do have the DRS boost. And Real Hawk closing in on Jay-Z. Luke the Blade closing in on Real Hawk a bit, but not nearly enough. Appears to be Real Hawk's weakest sector coming up, from what I've gathered so far. So maybe Jay-Z will be able to break the DRS this lap, and if so, that will massively benefit Luke the Blade. Although I don't believe he will. He's sitting comfortably with around 6/10. Sweatback Flame and Aparo appear to be battling. Indeed they are, side by side, through 16, 17 and 18. Sweatback has to back out. Dom's had a spin of some variety. Apparently seems to have made a bit of a mistake through the final corner though. Well, that invites Sweatback to get past. I think he had to lift a bit due to the slow Ferrari. Right, he gets past quite comfortably. And Om's dropped like a stone. What's happened there? To the pole in the Red Bull. I'm not entirely sure. At least he might get started to run away here. 2.5 seconds out front his advantage. And crucially, Jay-Z has broken the DRS to Real Hawk. Although I'm not sure if Real Hawk managed to reel him in time. I don't believe he has. No, he hasn't. So Luke the Blade will have the DRS boost, but Real Hawk will not. Let's see. Down into turn 12. Can Luke the Blade get himself ahead? No, he can't. Just going to stick behind for the time being. He's really got a lot more pace than that McLaren. But like, he just can't seem to get past. And Real Hawk is gonna try and hold off the Williams for as long as he can. But I don't think it'll be long until we see the blue Mercedes powered car breezing past the papaya Mercedes car. And El Nino's looking to get past Hearts at the same time. Real Hawk maybe has gone a bit wide in that penultimate corner. Well, this set up Luke the Blade to get past him. Down into turn 1. The Real Hawk appears to get a better exit, but Luke the Blade is gaining. He's going to pull to the inside. And on the brakes, can Luke the Blade get ahead? Yes, he can. Although, Real Hawk's going to try and go for a switchback, but he just doesn't have enough of a superior exit. They're very close to each other into the S's. Real Hawk wisely doesn't try and doesn't go for any funny business into turn 3. He'll be able to get the Williams back into turn 12 though, if he so wants, with the DRS. Snato picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Here goes Real Hawk. Will he be able to get himself ahead? There's a yellow flag. I think has had a spin. Yes, he has. Has gone round at turn 9. But Real Hawk breezes past Luke the Blade. Not even a contest. Hearts gets himself past El Nino. Not sure when that was. Ryan on the inside of Teeks. Can he make the move stick? It's around the outside now. There's a bit of contact between the two of them. Just some wheel banging. It's a very nice scrap between the pair of them. Gonna be close to contact, but through turn 16, Teeks just has to back out. Although through 17 and 18, he's got a better run. He's on the inside. Can he get himself around the outside through 19? Not quite. Ryan forced him right up to the very edge of the track. Ryan and Teeks are side by side, but Teeks is just about ahead for now. But Ryan is not going to let him get away with that one so easily. They're going to be side by side still into the first corner. Ryan has the inside line. Teeks is going to try and go all the way around the outside. Well, I think finally now he has to concede the position. That was a very good battle between the pair of them. Brilliant racing. Dom picks up a 3-second time penalty. Real Hawk is half a second out in front of Luke the Blade at the moment. But Luke the Blade will probably get back past him with the DRS. And Hearts and El Nino are right behind the pair of them. And now Ryan's beginning to catch up again. And Ryan and Teeks, there's really a train forming here. Bit of a DRS train behind Real Hawk. They're all kind of just bringing each other along with the DRS boost. But El Nino has so much more straight line speed. He's going to go to the inside of Hearts. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can. Can he make the move stick? That will be the harder part. He's trying to go all the way around the outside, but he can't make it stick. Hart stays ahead for the time being. Although he's locked up on the rear wheels, that's just going to encourage El Nino to get past. And he can't do it now. That'll just show that pressure's getting to Hearts a bit. He's also a bit low on energy. And Luke the and El Nino will be loving that. But into the pits comes Real Hawk, goes very early. It's going to be the first cut into the pits off those soft tyres. And with the clean air, will Luke the Blade be able to overcut his rival here? And Ryan to the inside of El Nino. Can he make that move stick? Yes, he can. Nice move there from VC Ryan. And Luke the Blade has picked up a 3-second time penalty. That is not what the Williams driver would be wanting here. And Hart is right on the back of him now. Well, he pulls away a bit on the exit of 9 through 10. The Real Hawk also gets a time penalty. So that nullifies his advantage that he had over Luke. And now Hart, with DRS, can he get himself past Luke the Blade? Williams defenseless without any DRS. But Hart is not quite getting enough, but he's going to go for it anyway from quite a long way back. And he makes that move stick. That's a nice move there from Hart. Very committed. But he made it work. With the benefit of DRS. That's the sort of overtakes we like to see more of in Formula 1. DRS assisted, but not purely from the DRS. Oh, Luke the Blade is going to try and get past. There's a yellow flag. Snutter's had a spin. But so has Teeks. Teeks has also had a spin. So 2 cars having a spin. Like 3 corners apart from each other. Snutter disconnected on the track. And El Nino is in, as is Luke the Blade. So they're both reacting to that pit stop from Real Hawk. So let's see, will Real Hawk get himself ahead? Or will he stay ahead of Luke the Blade? Luke in the pits, getting out again. Real Hawk goes flying past. You can see Luke emerging from the pits on the right of your screens. And Real Hawk is comfortably ahead. So those fresh tyres working wonders, pulling off an undercut. How powerful will this undercut be at COTA? Seen it powerful in real life around here. Have we seen its power in the game? Possibly we have. Sweatback and Aparo are still battling. Just going for it. Aparo on the inside, but Sweatback has the DRS. Though Aparo just has greater straight line speed. Hart is now going to try and repeat his move on Ryan. He's trying to go for it, but Ryan with the better exit from that outside, that superior outside line. Real Hawk gets past Kyle. And Sweatback has got himself past Aparo. Aparo almost goes into the back of the McLaren. Has to take avoiding action. And loses out on quite a lot of time. Okay, anyone putting into pits this lap? No one so far has pitted this lap. Real Hawk is 21 seconds behind race leader VC Mike. If he can pull off the mega undercut here, we might actually see Real Hawk back in the race lead. He set the fastest lap of the race at the 37.0. That is only marginally quicker than Mike's fastest lap, but crucially, Mike won't be setting fastest laps every lap. And Luke picks up another time penalty. That's his second of the race so far. And he's retired. Has he just retired on track? He has. He just straight up retired on the track. What's he done there? You're not allowed to do that, and he's left the session. Thankfully, we've not had any safety car from that, but oh, you can't do that. Alright, we're going to see Mike into pit this lap. We are not. That gap from Real Hawks and Mike is now shrunk to 18 seconds. So like we are gonna see an undercut here. Jay-Z comes into the pits from second place, as does Hart following him. So it's a double stack down at Haas. It's a Rossi speeds in the pit lane and picks up a 5-second time penalty. Jay-Z goes swapped onto the hard tyre. Hart has to lose out a tiny bit. Hart goes for the mediums from the soft. It's a very quick stop down at Haas, and just about gets himself out in front of the Alfa Romeo, despite having to get that undercut. Or undercut? Double stack, sorry. Jay-Z and Kyle almost making contact with the first corner as Jay-Z comes out of the pit. Real Hawk has opened up a gap of about 7 seconds through from that undercut. The undercut very powerful here. Real Hawk picks up a second time penalty off the race. I think staying inside the track limits is gonna be key here today. Alright. Jay-Z gets past Kyle down the straight, as you'd expect with much fresher tyres. Kyle won't really be fighting that. It's more going to be looking out for the Red Bull on behind him. He almost gets through as Kyle locks up into, that's turn 12. And you know, behind having made that pit stop, he's going to be trying to clear that Red Bull drive as quick as he can. Seems to be held up by him. And Brian coming into the pits from second. He's gonna be a long way behind Real Hawk. So Real Hawk's gonna undercut everyone, but it won't be long until those with fresher tyres will reel him in. On comes into the pits, and O'Neill's gonna now try and have to clear Kyle in the Mercedes, which should also be relatively simple. John's had yet another spin. Hutz and Ryan come out of the pit side by side with Hutz. There's a bit of contact there, I think. But Hutz gets himself ahead in the Haas car there. Under the tiny lock-up on the rear. Cheeks trying to... There's this big train of cars, all having made a pit stop. Kyle goes a bit deep. El Nino's gonna go down the inside of the Mercedes driver, still having DRS as well, and sailing off into the distance. And now, next driver to overtake Kyle will be Hart in the Haas. Rocky and Om are near each other on the track. So Om gonna be trying to get himself back past, but realistically he won't be doing that anytime soon. He's almost had yet another spin. He's just really not going this way today. So Real Quick is now 15 seconds behind Mike. I think Mike's going to try and go for the soft tyres at the end. I think that's what he's planning on doing. I think he's trying to extend the stint to the soft. I think that's what all of the top three are doing. And eventually Real Hawk will lose his tyre advantage. And Hart gets past Kyle, and Ryan tries to do the same. He's got so much more traction, or there's contact. Kyle's been spun around and gets it back going again. Ryan was just so much quicker, just cut in front of Kyle. Unfortunate for the Mercedes. There's nothing you can do about it now, unfortunately. This thing, it won't be too long until we see the next flurry of pit stops. The gap from Real Hawk to Jay-Z before the pit stops was, I think it's about 2.5 seconds. And now it is 5 seconds the other way. He gets past a righty down the back straight. He seems to be enjoying those hard tyres. Gonna which is good. He's going to be doing the rest of the race on. Now, Mike is still not pitted yet, but Sweatback comes in. Is this going to be for a stint onto the soft tyres? It will be bold, or it may also well be the mediums. Sweatback comes in. That is the medium tyre for the McLaren. The top two can't go onto a set of mediums, so they'll be extending for a soft stint. They can't go back onto the mediums. They can't do what Sweatback's just done, because Sweatback starts on the hards. They did not. Gets past Rocky into the final corner and still gets DRS. He did it after the detection point, which is just a bit of an ultimate corner. Rocky is close to a lap down. Haas picks up a 3-second time penalty. That's his first of the race. Real Hawk is closing in on a Paro, who's only one of two drivers yet to make a stop. Dom's had another spin. It's not going to be long until Mike catches and puts a lap on him. Ryan gets past Hart eventually after the pit stop. There's a bit of contact. Hart went into the back of him, but thankfully no damage for either car by those things. And Mike finally comes in now. So Real Hawk will... So Power will take the race lead. No, he won't, because he's also coming in. So Real Hawk will take the race lead. But how long will it last for? As suspected, Mike bolts on a set of soft compound tyres. And that pit stop will drop him down to roughly where El Nino is. But he is comfortably ahead. So Mike emerges in third position. Right behind, he's only a second and a half behind Jay-Z, and it's only a second and a half behind Jay-Z, and only 5 seconds behind Real Hawk. And he's got 11 laps, so he needs to be roughly half a second per lap quicker, which on a set of soft tyres is about the pace you'd expect. He's hoping that he won't want to burn out the tyres too quickly, but he doesn't want to go save them too much, so that he doesn't catch them in time. This will go quite close to the end, but it's already within Jay-Z's DRS window, so maybe it won't. The gap's only 3.6 seconds now. And Hutz gets past Ryan, or does he? No, he doesn't. Ryan managed to fend him off, and now Real Hawk is coming up to the back marker of Dom. Hope he doesn't hold the McLaren driver up too much. And Mike picks up his first... Wait, is that his first? It is his first time penalty of the race, and Mike already all over the back of Jay-Z. He's going to go for a move quite comfortably into down the start finish straight. Got so much more traction and DRS. Gets comfortably passing before turn 1 even, and now he's got 2 seconds to close, of which he's already closed 2 tenths. He's already closed a tenth of what he needs to close. That's Dom going wide. Thought that was Real Hawk for a second. Dom letting the front trio through. Now that gap at the front is now only 1.5 seconds. That gap is plummeting like a stone. Dom has retired on track, and it's a safety car. Oh wow, Mike's timed that pit stop really badly. That was a really poorly timed pit stop. It's like the lap after the safety car comes out. That's unlucky for him. So, are we gonna see drivers like Real Hawk coming into the pits? gonna see Real Hawk coming in. I think it's most likely Mike will stay out as he's only just bolted on those softs. Does Real Hawk go for track position? No, he doesn't. He goes for fresh tyres. As does Jay-Z. And El Nino follows suit. Hart stays out on the medium tyres. El Nino sped in the pit lane. Is that the second time today? No, it was his teammate that sped originally. So Mike leads from Hart and Sweatback. Real Hawk's gone on to medium tyres. Jay-Z's gone for the softs. El Nino's gone mediums. Teacher's gone mediums. Ryan's gone for the softs. Jay-Z's crossed the white line and got a 5-second time penalty. As that will have been his second. That must have been his second time doing it. Goes for a set of soft. Rocky goes for some mediums. Kyle goes through on a fresh set of softs. And he gets the position on There's almost contact on the safety car there. Almost went into the back of Kyle. Under the safety car. I think the people without time penalties will have a huge advantage. And the people with big penalties like Jay-Z, El Nino, and Real Hawk, they'll be a major disadvantage. With Real Hawk with 6 seconds, Jay-Z has 8, El Nino has 5. Alright, let's see. And yet again, there's just another thing to talk about in the safety car. Jay-Z makes it touch the back of Real Hawk there. Well, he doesn't seem to have given him damage. Real Hawk's going quite slowly under the safety car. El Nino's come into the pit. That's probably to serve that penalty. Probably. That's an interesting strategy call. So probably he thinks that that time penalty will be more of a hindrance than making this pit stop and dropping to the back. Carl's come back in for a set of softs. As he's not lost any positions in doing so. Or maybe he will. No, actually that's an AI car. That's a ghost AI car, he doesn't need to worry about them. But he's not lost the position to them anyway. Car's gone wide there. Has he just got a warning under safety car? I hope not for his sake. Thankfully he's not. And let's look at warnings. So Mike has not got a So Mike and Hart haven't got a single warning since their time penalty. So that will be quite ominous for the drivers behind. So they can afford to make a few mistakes and not pick up a time penalty. Unlike potentially some of the other drivers behind them. And safety car comes in at the end of this lap. And there's just an AI passing people under safety car. Is Carl going to be stuck behind an AI for the restart? He is. going very slowly, but Mike bolts now, followed by, quite closely followed by Hearts, who's gonna, he's lost quite a lot of that advantage already. It's been a very nice restart from Mike. He's really pulled away from everyone else. There's a bit of wheel banging between Jay-Z and a few other drivers. Real Hawk's under AI at the moment, or maybe just ghosted. But Teeks is just about ahead of him. No, he's just ghosted. Teeks is into P5 then. Jay-Z in P4. Can Sweatback Flame get himself ahead of Hearts then? If Sweatback can get a podium here, that'll be really good for him. Like, considering the pace he's had. Jay-Z is... They need to be careful though, because Jay-Z could be trying to get past the pair of them here. They both go to the inside. Sweatback goes to the outside of Hearts. Can he get himself ahead? Can he go around the outside of the Haas car? Yes, he can. Hearts gets himself... Sweatback gets himself into P2 ahead of Hearts. And now the two Haas cars are side by side. Jay-Z trying to go around the outside of his teammate. There's a bit of contact, I think. Jay-Z's pushed slightly wide by his teammate. Jay-Z on the inside gets himself ahead. Jay-Z with that time penalty looking to try and get as far ahead as he possibly can. Hearts and Teeks both go a bit wide there as they try to go side by side. Real Hawk goes for a big lunge there. Gets past both of them. That is a double overtake into the final corner. You wouldn't think it'd be possible, but Real Hawk has just pulled it off. Jay-Z gets past Sweatback Flame, but he has 5 seconds more time penalty than the McLaren driver, so he needs to pull 5 seconds if he wants to keep that advantage. And Real Hawk is now on the back of his teammate. They could... Oh, we can see the two McLarens swapping around. There's no team orders here, but possibly won't fight his teammate as hard as we normally would another driver. Can Real Hawk get himself ahead? No, he can't. El Nino and Om side by side. El Nino gets past the Red Bull driver. We see Mike still leads the race. We're in an AlphaTauri sandwich at the moment, and we probably will be for the rest of the race. Real Hawk looking to get past his teammate, but he can't do it as of yet. Teeks and Hearts are side by side. Teeks gets past the Haas driver. He has a big mistake on the rear, and through goes the Paro. And Hearts has gone round. That's going to drop into the rear of the pack. Hearts is down to 13th here. DRS is now enabled. Hearts is now down to the back of the field. Mike with 6 laps to go now. Let's see what he can do. Hearts has spun again at the final corner. Possibly struggling with overheating tyres after that first spin. Mike is comfortably out front from Jay-Z. He's trying to pull away from the cars behind with that time penalty. El Nino and Om are side by side through the S's. Oh, Om had made contact with El Nino at turn 9, trying to keep a wheel in. Oh, that could be on Om, to be honest. And now he goes diving down the inside into turn 11. Both of them have DRS. Kyle and Om, both with DRS. Kyle using a lot more battery than Om is. Real Hawk and Sweatback Flame are side by side. The two McLaren teammates could be doing Ryan a massive favour here. They keep battling like this. Sweatback Flame goes down the inside of his teammate, gets himself back in front. Although they're still side by side through 16, 17 and 18. Sweatback Flame has to go wide, and that has invited Ryan to get himself ahead. And now Teeks is now on the inside of Sweatback into the final corner, and that's the Mercedes driver up into 5th place here. And Ryan now gets past Real Hawk. So all that squabbling between the two two McLarens has now made them both lose out to Ryan. And so now neither of them are on the podium. And Ryan will go chasing after Jay-Z. He knows he doesn't need to pass him, but he'll want to close down that gap to Mike if he wants any chance of coming out victorious today. Real Hawk is going to try and stay with the Aston Martin, but it'll be a tall order trying to stay with Ryan. And Mike just kind of cruising into the sunset here. Here goes Ryan on Jay-Z. He's going to go to the inside, and that is him up into 2nd place. Jay-Z was never looking like he was going to keep it with that time penalty, but now he's not even going to get on track. Now, Real Hawk is going to try and get past the Haas driver. He can't find a place to do it through turn 15, but through the triple right-hander, can he force the Haas into a mistake? No, he can't. Now into the final corner, he's going to have the DRS this time around, but so will the Haas in front of him. DRS advantage isn't much use if the car ahead of you also has it, but he is still faster in the straight line. He is still going to go for it on the inside. Up the inside goes Real Hawk, and there's a bit of contact, but that is him into P3. There's contact there with Jay-Z and Teeks. He's lighting up the rears a bit on the exit. Making contact with Teeks, who tried to get past Jay-Z, trying to capitalize on him being put slightly wide. And now into turn 9 and down towards 10. Can Teeks get himself ahead of the Haas? As he covers the inside into turn 11, that might just help Teeks get a much better exit than him. But JD does get the superior exit. Teeks is still there. He still has that bit of overlap. And with the DRS, Teeks gets himself up into P4. And now chasing down Real Hawk for that final podium position. There's contact. There's been contact with Jay-Z, and now Jay-Z's been spun by a Paro, I believe that was. Now Sweatback's trying to get past the Ferrari driver. Now Sweatback has got ahead. There's been all sorts of stuff going on. Rocky now lunges down the inside of turn 15. Pushes a Paro slightly wide. Jay-Z, is he going to try and get past both of them? He gets through the middle. Can he get through? He can't get past Paro. There's contact again. A Paro's sent off the track. Paro picked up a time penalty for that as well. Om's now into P8. Jay-Z's into the pit lane. All sorts of everything going on. Can Righty get past? No, he can't. Can Kyle get ahead? Righty trying to get past a Paro. Paro possibly has some damage after that. Ryan and Real Hawk are still right next to each other. But Real Hawk needs to be 6 seconds clear if he wants that P2. He needs to be 3 seconds clear of this man behind him. And neither of those things is he. Did that make sense? Probably not. He's got to clear Ryan and be 6 seconds ahead if he wants to get this P2. He might as well get past anyway. Ryan losing 2 positions in 1 corner. Teeks massively outbrakes himself. Somehow, neither driver is facing the wrong way. Teeks and Ryan are side by side. A tiny bit of contact. And Teeks is now having to settle for P4 still. Could we see Rocky get a podium here? It could be close. No, he won't get a Real Hawk. So I don't think he will. I don't know. Rocky might get a podium. if Rocky gets a podium, that will be insane. I'm very close to the edge of the track there. Let's see what's happening now. Real Hawk seems to have made a bit of a mistake off turn 1. Can Ryan capitalize on that and get himself past? Can't do it just yet. He's gonna try and get his Aston Martin ahead down the back straight. That's probably his most optimal position to do it. Oh, what am I saying? Of course it is. Because he's going to have the DRS. Real Hawk will not have DRS. Here goes Ryan. Will he be able to get himself ahead? Most likely not. He's probably a bit too far back. But hopefully he can pull himself along. Yeah, it's not quite close enough. Hopefully he'll be able to pull himself a bit closer using that DRS boost. Hopefully for him, he can get himself ahead on at some point in the future. I was going to say on the next lap, then I realised next lap is the final lap. He doesn't need to get past. It'd just be nice to claim that P2 on track. For Ryan. Real Hawk gets another time penalty. That's 9 seconds of penalties. That might drop him right the way out the points. Indeed it will. That will drop him. No, it'll drop into P10. Or possibly P9. It'll be close to the edge of the points. It goes. Right, on the final lap now. Teeks is probably gonna settle behind, not take too many risks, knowing that most likely, no, he's not gonna get a podium. Rocky's gonna, I think Rocky is on course for that P3 position. From P7 on track, it'll be close, but I think Rocky will get that 3rd position. So he's just gonna need to get a move on if he wants to stay ahead of Rocky here. There was a move somewhere. I have no idea where it was. Ryan gets himself past Real Hawk. Well, I'm not entirely sure why he's fighting. He doesn't need to. But they're still fighting. Real Hawk gets pushed wide. Real Hawk gets loose on the rear. Now Teeks is he gonna try and take Ryan on track? He's probably not gonna be able to get him. So it's gonna be a very dominant display today. Through the final corner, Mike is victorious here in the United States, followed by Ryan. Teeks. What's going to change? Rocky does get that podium. 2 Aston Martins on the podium then. And Aparo gets P10. Real Hawk gets dropped to 8th. Kyle gets 9th. And then Hearts and Jay-Z both had really unfortunate endings to the race. They had serious pace here. It's such a shame that they couldn't. It looks like at many points that Jay-Z was going to get a podium, but it wasn't his day today, and P12 it is. Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a race that was. Oh, driver of the day then. Oh, here's my driver of the day. It's gotta be Ryan, I think. Oh, I don't know. Actually, there's a few people it could be. I'm gonna give it to Teeks, I think. I was originally gonna give it to Ryan, but Teeks, man, from 16th on the grid. So Mike, victorious here then from Ryan. Rocky getting a podium after time penalty replied, followed by Teague, Sweatback, Righty, Real Hawk, Kyle, Paro, El Nino, Jay-Z, and Hart. And then all non-finishers are Luke the Blade, Dom, and Snato. Right, thank you for everyone to tuning into the stream. 24 hours from the start today will be Tier 1 action. I believe we're in... Where are we in? Canada, that's it. I know my calendar. And so I'll see you then.